Welcome to the Press Box, sponsored by our good friends from Zeglin's TV and Appliance. This is Daniel Makarewicz, Marc Nesseler, brought to you by the sports department of the Dispatch and the Rock Island Argus. And we got something different this week.
I'm looking forward to it.
I know, because I haven't even filled you in yet.
Well, I like surprises.
And it has nothing to do with country lyrics this week, which I know last week. But this week, what's on the minds of football fans throughout the nation this week is fantasy football.
Okay.
And so I thought, you know what? With 1 week in the book, this is 2 weeks in the book.
This is week 3.
This is week
Hard
3.
to believe
I know.
already.
I believe one-third of the season gone already.
Yeah.
But we start the conference, Western Big Six Conference, next week. So this is kind of like the preseason NFL games to the Big Six. Okay. So what we're going to do is we're going to pick our own Western Big Six fantasy football teams.
Okay, I like it.
Quarterback, I like it too.
Yes.
Quarterback, running back, wide receiver, kicker, defense.
Okay.
I'll write them down. Also, I thought, you know what? As I was coming in for this show, I thought, what if we got the viewers/readers involved?
Okay.
And they could pick their own teams, go against us. We'll figure out a prize. We don't know what it is.
It could be a meal with us.
It could be a meal with us.
Yes.
Or if you don't like one of us, it could be a meal with one of us or both of us. Or meal on your own if you do.
We could figure out something. Maybe we could see a way about getting a microwave.
Oh, there you go.
Or a toaster oven,
popcorn
which
or
I
something.
need to get it.
So anyway, we haven't even got the scoring down yet. So,
Okay.
But we'll figure that out as
You're
we
good
go.
at math, so
I'm good. I'll
come up
figure
with
out
an
something.
algorithm.
So we got, first of all, we got to have a first round pick.
Okay.
So we got to rock, paper, scissors. You any good at that?
Yes.
Okay, let's go. Ready?
Is it best out of 3?
No, it's one time only.
All right,
Because
all right.
show, it's only 5 minutes. We
All
could
right.
go on forever. Okay, 1, 2, 3, and shoot.
1, 2, 3, shoot. All right.
God,
I get
I
first
hate
round
losing.
pick.
I absolutely hate losing.
There's a no better loser than you. And I've told that to Tom Sigel before.
Yeah,
so.
thanks. I appreciate that. Okay, so we're going to go quarterback first. We'll go quarterback, running back, wide receiver, kicker, defense.
Okay.
And so you get quarterback, and that's why I wanted the first pick, because I know there's one that's really
He had a great performance at Edwardsville.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking,
4
too.
touchdowns, Mr. Alec Jacobs from Rock Island. Really
like 6 touchdown passes in the first 2 games.
Against a really outstanding defense. And I liked Rock Island's game plan of quick passes against a very good defensive front from Edwardsville. So, yeah, Alec Jacobs definitely would be the number 1 pick.
Now, see, I have to,
quarterback at least.
Right.
At quarterback at least.
Now, I was thinking the Ross kid at Galesburg.
Yes, good
because
athlete.
he's got some good weapons.
And he's led an
hasn't
explosive
rushed for a
offense.
lot of yards so far.
But you don't. Neither is Alec Jacobs. But when you have the talent around you, as quarterback, you don't need to have a lot of rushing yards if you can get the ball in your hands of your playmaker.
You know, the one that I found intriguing in the second week was Maffey from Moline.
Correct. He has a lot of upside.
Yeah,
a lot of
upside.
And I think he runs that offense really well.
And I'm thinking that's the direction I'm going to go.
Okay.
He's related to Art Maffey.
That's his son.
See, there you go. And I knew there was a reason. Art Maffey's a good friend of mine.
Okay.
He can influence his son at home to have more touchdown runs and passes.
Let's hope we're not breaking IHS rules with that. That's the one concern.
Well, it's like as if this is going to be a factor, right?
You never know.
I don't think so. All right. So
if popcorn's involved, somebody's going to be.
So I got running back, and I'm going to take the Morin kid from Galesburg because I think he was the Western Big Six rushing leader last year.
I'm not 100% sure on that.
I'm 90% sure. Who was higher? See, there you go.
The guy I'm going to pick, Devin Smith from Quincy.
Ooh.
He had the 6 touchdowns against Allen last year.
Yeah, good choice.
Big, physical, fast running back. He has
still like more.
Great afro.
No, I'm doing the scoring, and there's no points for afros.
I know, but when you have no hair, you got to take an afro when you can. It was just awesome. He's just got to. Why not have a little bit of fun here?
I'm telling you.
Why not have some fun?
I'm not scoring afros. I'm sorry. I don't care how much you.
Fine.
Okay.
But
wide receiver, yours. Wide receiver, yours.
Jacob Ellis from Rock Island.
That's a good choice.
Just for the.
Especially coupled with the Jacob.
12 receptions, 126 yards, 2 touchdowns. He is a matchup nightmare because.
Oh, I know. He's so tall. Good hands.
I think he's fast enough to be able to take on a linebacker.
Is he D1 material? I think
Illinois State's been looking at him. I really see him at the next level being a good tight
smart
end
kid, too.
because he's 6'6". Got really good hands. He's aggressive. He's not afraid to get hit. And I think he's fast enough to where he can be dangerous. So, yeah, I would take Jacob Ellis. I was going to call him Ben, and I was going to call him Alex.
See, then if you had to take Ben Ellis, I would have taken Jacob Ellis for sure.
Yes.
But you didn't misspeak, so congratulations.
Correct. I'm glad about that one.
I thinking I could couple somebody with Maffey, but I'm going to go a different direction.
Okay.
The Clay kid with 10 catches already.
Okay.
143 yards for Galesburg.
Right.
Yes.
Right.
I liked him last year.
Mm-hmm.
He's involved in a lot of action.
Mm-hmm.
And Galesburg is going to throw the ball.
Right.
Even though they have Morin in the backfield.
They have a lot of weapons.
I wonder. I've taken a lot of silver streaks already, and I didn't wear this intentionally, but it could have been.
Well,
maroons. Yeah, I'm taking
like
a maroon
shirt,
too.
The Minnesota retro Minnesota Golden Gophers hockey.
Okay.
So yeah.
So we are on kicker, and I've got my kicker.
All right, go ahead.
Nathan Graves. I watched him at Metamora last week. Nailed every one, and from good distance.
Good athlete.
I think he's got field goal potential.
Mm-hmm.
I was ready for him on my draft card right there that you didn't have because you didn't know this was coming.
Well, you have to. Well, I feel like this has been a pop draft, and I feel like I've done a pretty good job.
You're not buying you any pop, no.
Where I come from, it's soda, but we'll save that discussion.
That's a good discussion too.
That's a good.
You really say soda?
Quincy. My dad from St. Louis calls it sody.
Oh.
And in the South, it's Coke. Everything's a Coke. What would you have?
I believe
Coke?
that.
What kind? Diet Coke. Okay. So we're learning something new every day.
Okay.
My kicker would be Nicholas Rossler from Rock Island.
Ooh, good choice. Because they're going to score a lot of points.
Yes, they will score
He's
a lot of points.
He's going to have a lot of PATs.
So, yeah, because he was 3 of 4 against Edwardsville. So, there's our draft. Do we take a defense?
We have to take a defense. And I don't know how we're going to score this defense. Maybe points allowed, interceptions, fumbles. We'll figure it out. But
a lot of points been given up by Western Big Six Conference
I know.
recently.
It makes it tough.
I'll just go on a wild card. I will say Quincy. I'll take the Blue Devils.
That really is going to – because I was figuring you'd take Rock Island since they would be favored.
You have to take chances in fantasy.
Right. So I either got to go – I got to figure Rock Island and Galesburg would have to be –
I think Galesburg's given up the least amount of points.
Yeah. And you know what?
Should be able.
And you know what else? They held that LaSalle Peru kid that ran forever against UT to just 9 yards.
Okay. And
you know what? My shirt is kind of like reaching out to me to say take the Silver Streak defense. So I think I will.
Okay.
So we got that. So now we got to talk about this week's games. With whatever few minutes time we have left. And you know what? I was so bent on this fantasy draft that I haven't even looked ahead. I know I got Rock Island Richwoods because I'm there, and I'm looking forward to that game.
So you have
a bounce back game for Rock Island,
which they should. Richwoods has been outscored 84-6.
Okay.
Against Champaign Central and Peoria High.
Good, because I was 0 for 2 in covering Quad City teams. Okay. Well, see there.
I have, and I told Mike Ebner this last night when I chatted with him. I have
Sterling.
Alleman.
You know what? And I would have thought going into that game that Sterling would be decided favorite, but Alleman looked really, really good last week against Metamora. And Metamora was ranked 8th in the state, and Alleman was that close.
Right.
As a matter of fact, that score is kind of deceiving because it was 34-21.
Yeah.
And on the last touchdown, which I'm way, way, way up high, they got a press box kind of like LaSalle, except for I was invited in this time instead of not.
Right.
The last touchdown, I swear that guy was out of bounds.
Okay.
And I'm not an official. I was far away from the play. But from where I was seated, so to me it was 27-21 with a bonus. They're right there to almost winning that game.
And Westchester St. Joseph, who is 2-0, goes to UT. Winnable game for UT. Westchester St. Joseph.
UT won that game last year at St. Joe, and it was handily on a Sunday, right?
And then Moline hosts Rich South. The Stars are 0-2, and they've given up a ton of points. I know Moline's given up a ton of points, but Moline, this was the time last year where
Moline's
they kind of turned it around.
Competition, I think.
And so you look at it, you would like.
And I don't think Tracy's going to settle. Coach Tracy, I don't think he's going to settle.
No.
I think he's going to motivate that
Correct.
team.
It's just a matter of will the kids buy into it. I
think with a guy like Coach Tracy, you do.
I think you look at from the in-town Big Six, 3-1, you can really say Alleman's probably the one team that has a disadvantage, but
And Alleman's at Sterling. Right.
And I don't think Sterling's as big as Metamora. They may be a little faster, but Alleman still has some speed. Rock Island should be able to win at Richwood, so get to 2-1. Moline should beat Rich South, get to 1-2, and UT should be able to beat Westchester St. Joseph and go to 1-2.
Woulda, shoulda, coulda, which is kind of what fantasy football is all about. So we've kind of done a woulda, shoulda, coulda kind of episode.
Is that your team name?
I see. I usually go with the Ness guess,
right?
Or the Loch Ness Monsters,
right?
Is my actual football team name. But I'll have to come up with something. Maybe some. I'd open it to suggestions, but I'm kind of afraid to do that.
Yes.
To readers, you just never know.
Yeah, I wouldn't even know where to begin with one of mine.
All right, well, there you go. We're going to wrap that up
this
right
was
there.
A fantasy world today.
This is, what better place could you be than the press box for your fantasy world,
Maybe
right?
my team will be named the Afros. I just think, or Flat Tops.
Good Lord.
The Flat Tops.
Good Lord. Zeglins, I know you paid for this, but we love you for it.
Why not have some fun with it? This was fun.
Amen. I don't even want to think about I don't even want to. I can't even go there. The hats, because I always wear a hat.
True.
We'll be the hats.
The Mad Hatters. Why not?
Okay. Thank you for enduring us. See ya from the press box.